So this series is on eSIMs, and I wanted to record a few of these videos because it's what we've been saying with which was received very well in conferences, but also because it's a recurring theme that comes up and up again and again, like eSIMs are going to change the world. Over half of our devices or connected devices by volume are eSIM, so it's a huge part of our business, and we have not provisioned one of those. Every time you go to conferences, every time we get a new RFP that involves eSIMs, people say, do you do eSIMs? And it's like, well, we could do. I mean, as a team, my CTO and I, we set up an XML-based OTA provisioning platform over 10 years ago and learnt enough to know that A, that is a very specialized platform and we're very good at it, but B, we didn't want to do that again. I can get a SIM card and I can program them with one of these devices from one of our SIM manufacturers. The difference is that I can't then go and make 100,000 of those. And the opposite is true really of eSIMs in one way, in that they all have to be provisioned, and therefore under about 100,000 SIMs it's not really worth the while of doing it, because physical SIMs are just a lot easier. On this SIM, I know that's where my account is, and we do see some travel scenarios where the eSIM is growing, but in large the high ARPU travel SIM, business SIM and other consumer device plays that we're seeing are using two physical SIMs. And the reason is for that very reason, that you know where your account is, you know how to put them into your device, and a lot of time and a lot of effort has been spent in marketing the fact that this is where my account is, not somewhere in here. So sometimes people say that they have eSIM or they have the ability to do eSIM, and it's been a topic that we've had in a lot of RFPs and in a lot of conferences. And so the answer is yes, we can do eSIM, but we don't generally do eSIM ourselves. We get a professional to do eSIM. And the reason for that is pretty simple. You know, we've been doing, as I said, over the air using dynamic XML for many, many years now. And it's one thing to say you have a way of doing something, and then it's another one to have built all the tools that are expected to exist around that. A great example is, for example, email. You can have the ability to send an email, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you have the tools to manage mass email campaigns. And even if you do then have a tool to manage mass email campaigns, it doesn't mean that you are able to report on those, manage those, see success rates, see click-throughs, correlate the success of one thing, for example, like receiving an email, with another thing like, for example, a website being visited, etc., etc. These are all the complexities that you need for eSIM, and they're very, very different for managing SIMs as a physical SIM, managing an eSIM, as they are with my analogy of an email. I'm sure you can imagine, right? And so for many of these scenarios, it's just a lot easier for us to make a physical SIM card. Now, with this, I can make one SIM. We've even sometimes made 10,000 SIMs. We wouldn't want to make hundreds of thousands, and there's a reason for that, because we go to a SIM manufacturer to make us hundreds of thousands of SIMs, not just because they have the pretty big machines to make 100,000 of SIMs, but also they have all the processes and procedures in place around recording how it was made, when it was made, what information goes on there, reporting on any of them that are wrong when we send back any warranty claims, etc., etc., etc. And you need that with eSIM. It's not just a question of sending out some profiles and hoping it happens. There is a lot more to eSIM, and this is why, because of this all needs programming, and quite often the eSIM is not the right product for all connected devices. So over half of our base by volume is eSIM. However, of those eSIMs, way less than 1% of those are in end user devices. They're all in industrial units. And there's a good reason for that, in that the GSMA has spent, and all the network operators have spent many, many years and billions of dollars educating us to the fact that the SIM card is where your value lies, where your responsibility lies, where any harm that can be done or not done to you is done, right? So if I give you my phone with my SIM in it, you could potentially rack up a huge bill. If I lend you my phone without my SIM in it, you can't. And eSIM goes against that. And so we have customers who have been providing SIMs for many, many, many years into devices. And when, for example, the iPhone came out with the eSIM, we spent about 18 months trying to get customers to adopt eSIM. And the two problems were, I think one of them is a question of volume, in that we think under about 100,000 devices, it's just not worth the amount of programming and management that you need to do. And secondly is the fact that customers just don't understand eSIM. They don't want to understand. And I think the difference comes is in how you see devices. If you look at the vast majority of connected devices, people don't know how to put a SIM in them. People don't know where to put a SIM in them. A phone, it's very simple. Everybody knows there's a SIM slot, you use a little thingamy and you pull it out and there goes your SIM. And if you've got one SIM or two SIMs, those are your SIMs and that's your responsibility and that's how they work and you carry them everywhere. They're very small, they're very pocketable and that's it. So, where does the eSIM work really well? The eSIM works really well with these kind of devices. I don't know where to put a SIM in this device. And even if I do know where to put a SIM in the device because I'm the engineer who put it there, or because I went there to do that, when you then have to serve that customer and say, where is this ODB device? Well, it could be in this location, it could be that location, it could be in another location. Physically, there is no way that you're going to get people en masse to swap out those SIMs, but you can on this. On this SIM, I know that's where my account is. And we do see some travel scenarios where the eSIM is growing, but in large, the high ARPU travel SIM, business SIM and other consumer device plays that we're seeing are using two physical SIMs. And the reason is for that very reason, that you know where your account is, you know how to put them into your device, and a lot of time and a lot of effort has been spent in marketing the fact that this is where my account is, not somewhere in here. So I hope you found this interesting. There aren't many videos about these kind of insights. We've been doing this for 20 years, so what I do suggest is that if you want to get more of these and get them as they come out, that you subscribe. The easiest way to do that is to go to our homepage where you can see the other videos. There aren't that many yet, but there are going to be more and more. We're going to be publishing these hopefully weekly.